I'm Yaneek Page, the founder and managing director of Future Services International Limited. This company was founded in 2008 and with the main purpose of helping persons who have suffered injury, loss, damage or some kind of harm to be able to access the formal justice system by providing financing. As many people know, litigation anywhere in the world is very expensive, particularly in Jamaica and elsewhere in the Caribbean. It is one of the most costly things for anyone to pursue, and so there was a need for funding, for loans, for financing, and that's the need that Future Services was able to fill. And so the story about Future Services and how it came about is very interesting. I came up with this idea years ago, actually as a graduate student at Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social and Economic Studies. And at the time, and this was in 2004 actually, and I was doing a course on restorative justice. And we focused a lot on what was happening in Canada and exactly how it is that people there were able to get justice by becoming more involved in the entire process, the justice process, the dispensation process. And we were comparing that with what was happening in Jamaica, and it was just amazing when we looked at the gaps in terms of what we had in Jamaica and what was available elsewhere in the world, especially in Canada. And what we found was that in Jamaica, the average person, especially the poor person, would never be able to get justice. It's very, very disheartening. And so at that time, it struck me, what if there was a way that we could do this, that we could help more people get involved in the justice system, help more people get justice when they have suffered any kind of loss, and be able to make a business out of it. And years had passed, and at the time I didn't realize that I was going to make a business out of it. But somehow, having been a risk officer at a major conglomerate in the Caribbean, I was actually able to marry the ability to manage risk with the ability to be a social entrepreneur and provide a much needed service. And so that really is how Future Services came about. A very small dream, very ambitious, that was able to become a reality. And when this company started, many people laughed at us. And that's something that I can't stress enough, that people ridiculed us in some instances. There were people who just believed it was not possible. It could not work. How could you ever make a business and have a sustainable income with a justice system that does not move? But one of the main things that has contributed to our success is that many people underestimated how many people would be grateful for a service like this. That's one. And two, many people underestimated how easy it is for you to have settlements if you focus on dispute resolution. Have those settlements out of court so that you don't get into lengthy court battles. And so, this is 2012, and we really are proud of what has been achieved, the strong team that we have at Future Services and how dedicated they are, and just how the Future Services family has been able to help hundreds and over the years certainly thousands of Jamaicans who really needed that help and assistance. And we continue to do what we do here as long as there is that need.